For thousands of years, they've been man's best friend and our closest partners in survival. Now, a new breed of dogs is taking our alliance to the next frontier. The front lines of science and medicine. And when these dogs go to work, it could save your life. Working in the medical world is a full-time job. And not every dog is up to the challenge. Even the top dog's success depends on being paired up with just the right person.
Very nice, bud. Thank you. You're so helpful.
Parnelli is on his way to the first day of a new job. He's probably the best-known type of assistance dog, a guide dog for the blind.
Parnelli.
For months, Parnelli has been training outside of Portland, Oregon.
All right, Parnelli, this is us.
Now, fresh off the plane in New York City, the 2-year-old country boy is about to officially start work.
Hi, I'm here to see David Cooper.
David Cooper?
Yeah.
I know him well.
His new boss is David Cooper, Senior Vice President of a mortgage finance company. In high school, David was training to be an Olympic skier when a freak accident took his life off course.
I was in Aspen in a Super G training race. It was a speed event, so I was traveling very quickly and I was wearing a helmet, which ultimately saved my life, but the way that I hit the tree caused such damage in my face that I detached my retinas from the optic nerves. My dad was sort of left with the task of sort of telling me that I was going to lose my sight.
15 years later, David's second guide dog has to be retired. And David is eager to meet her replacement.
It's Jim Dugan with Guide Dogs for the Blind. Mr. Cooper.
How are you?
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
As well.
How you doing?
Good, thanks.
I got somebody who's been waiting to meet you. This is Parnelli.
Hey, how are you? Hey.
Parnelli has been paired with David through a careful matching process. Nothing is left to chance.
Here's his leash.
In fact, Parnelli was destined for this kind of work before he was even born. Just across the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco, a team of technicians tends to a batch of newborn puppies.
You have a right shoulder girl. You have a left hip girl.
Each pup is weighed and clipped to identify them by litter. And they're handled with care. These aren't just any puppies, they're genetic treasures. Bred from a long, successful lineage for a lifetime of extraordinary work. They're the newest puppy protégés at Guide Dogs for the Blind in San Rafael, California. Guide dogs were the first widely used medical dogs, a program that began 90 years ago to help blinded veterans of World War I. Today, Guide Dogs for the Blind produces hundreds of puppies a year. Yellow Labs and Golden Retrievers, bred for their intelligence and low excitability.
Let's go.
At 8 weeks, they're loaded onto the puppy truck and delivered to foster homes, where they'll learn to live in a home environment.
There we go. Your nice soft bed. Good luck.
When they reach 14 months, they return to campus, where the real work begins.
Lancer, forward.
Navigating a simple obstacle course is one of the campus's star students.
Attaboy. Good job, Lancer. Nice.
Lancer is a 2-year-old yellow lab and is about halfway through his training.
Attaboy. Good, Lancer.
Already, he's learned to steer his trainer through a maze of obstacles, which will be his primary task when he goes to work for a visually impaired person.
Good boy, very good boy. It's kind of like a dance. You know, you have one person that's leading the dance, which is the blind person. But the guide dog has its responsibilities too, which is to make sure the handler doesn't run into anything. Good boy, Lancer. Nice job, buddy. Very nice. Good boy. Okay, forward.
The dog's job is to help their handler avoid traffic and obstacles on the sidewalk. But it's the person's job to lead. If the handler loses track of where they are, things can quickly fall apart.
Lancer, left.
A good guide dog has to avoid obstacles not just in front, but overhead.
Attaboy, Lancer. Good.
Lancer's challenge today is learning to look above his normal field of vision.
Good boy, Lancer. What we're trying to teach them is to be aware of what's above them because their handler is taller than the dog, obviously. Good boy, Lancer. Nice job, buddy. Good. Forward.
When Lancer reaches the overhead obstacle, he has to learn another important concept: intelligent disobedience.
The concept of intelligent disobedience is if the handler asks them for a forward and it's not safe, the dog is taught to intelligently disobey that command and wait until it's safe to go to initiate the forward movement. Lancer, hop up. Forward, forward. Good boy, Lancer. Nice job, buddy.
Lancer quickly gets the hang of the overhang, and it looks like he'll soon have no problem passing the training test. If he does, he'll be in elite company. Only 60% of the dogs actually pass. But those that do are paired with a blind recipient, and the two graduate as a human canine team. Animals can be unpredictable. Like when a dog from Portland goes to work for the first time in one of the biggest cities in the world. For many people, it's difficult to imagine navigating New York City at all. But imagine trying to get around the city completely blind. David Cooper is about to do just that.
Mr. Cooper.
How are you?
Pleasure to meet you, sir.
With the help of his brand new guide dog, Parnelli.
Meet you. This is Parnelli.
Hey, how are you? Boy,
It's been a big day for him.
what do you think?
Even for an experienced guide dog, working with a new partner can be tough.
You're big, Parnell. You're a big boy.
But for Parnelli, there's an added challenge. He was raised in the quiet suburbs of Portland, Oregon.
What do you think?
Today, he's starting his first day of work in the biggest city in the United States. Parnelli's trainer, Jim, will spend the first week with the pair, making sure they get off to a smooth start.
You know, it's kind of the coming together of the beginning of the dog's career that he's spent the last 2 years of his life preparing for and doesn't really know what that career is. And for David, there's so many new adventures in adjusting to a new dog that there's a lot of trust that has to be gained and a lot of partnering, a lot of working together.
David's retiring dog, Leah, will stay behind, while Parnelli gets ready for his first day of work in a world unlike anything he's ever seen.
You all set to go here, Parnelli? Good boy.
Parnelli's first challenge is to navigate David's neighborhood in downtown Manhattan. No one knows how he'll react to this strange new world.
Remember your halt position up there. Get a good stop before you turn.
Parnell, forward. Nope.
David has a mental map of his neighborhood. He knows where he's going. Parnelli's job is to make sure he gets there safely.
Very good.
For a dog from Oregon, it means running a gauntlet of overwhelming crowds, traffic, and strange new sounds.
forward.
His first 30 minutes, I think he was sort of like landing on the moon, but his time here so far, he's really calmed down and I think is very focused and feels more comfortable.
Good boy. Let him dig. Let him dig. Good.
Attaboy, good boy. Come on.
We knew that Parnelli was going to be coming to this area, so we did as much as we could. We went to the inner city of Portland, went the busiest places we could during rush hour in preparation for coming here. But of course, there's no place that you can simulate this.
Parnelli, forward.
Initially, the dog is going to walk up the up curve of a street, it's going to stop, and it's looking to you to know what direction to go.
Parnelli, forward.
If you tell it to go forward, it's going to walk to the end of the street corner and stop again, and it's going to want you to tell him where to go.
There you go, boy.
Faced with sensory overload, Parnelli sometimes forgets one of the first things he learned: to look above his normal field of vision.
Find your box.
Good boy.
In theory, you tell the dog to go, it sees a car coming, the dog's trained to not go. I think in training, they sort of test that theory out, but I'm not going to test it out on a regular basis.
Good boy. That's a good boy.
Parnelli turns out to be a fast learner with an even faster pace. But he's still discovering intimidating new obstacles, like rumbling subway grates.
That's good.
Good boy.
Clear.
Parnelli, forward.
We'll cut back here. There he goes.
For now, he'd rather just avoid them.
You can't just treat the dog as a tool or as a robot because it's not. It has feelings and it has a brain of its own.
So far, it looks like Parnelli is adapting quickly to David and his new urban environment.
Parnelli's really impressed me, for coming into Manhattan. He's really doing a great job, and how much he's actually enjoying working in this hustle and bustle crowd. The busier it is, the more fun he's having.
I think as each day goes by and each situation comes up, I think I'll be more and more confident, but I feel like after this training process is finished, I should be pretty confident in both us working as a team and working wherever I want to go, anywhere around the country or world.
Parnelli is continuing a long tradition of pushing the boundaries of the human-canine relationship.
It's definitely much more of a close bond because you're out with them all the time, you're relying on them, and so you're forced to really, love the dog and be kind of a team with the dog.
Even with today's advanced technology, when it comes to the medical world, it still seems that sometimes the best man for the job is a dog.